Hello, it's Reija and welcome to another video. Today I am going to be doing a tag video all about buddy reads because my good friend Rachel from the channel Kalanadi was kind enough to tag me to do this tag, and I am a very big fan of buddy reads. So without further ado, let's get started. Accountability. Do you like buddy reads? I like buddy reads a lot. I feel like it enhances my reading experience, especially with non-fiction. I have found that buddy reading is a good way to engage with the text because you are engaging with another person as well, and they are bringing their experience and their reading of the text to the conversation, and I find that that is very valuable, and I am definitely someone who gets a lot of enjoyment and a lot of value out of that experience. So yeah, I am a big fan of buddy reads. I don't get to do them as much as I would like to, but that's just, you know, time constraints and also finding the right person and the right book to buddy read it at the opportune time is more difficult than you would think. Sharing. Is there an ideal sized group for buddy reads? Generally, I think that reading just to one-on-one and also like among like 3 people, those are my preferred group sizes. I feel like with bigger groups, I personally tend to kind of get left behind, or rather I start to think that, well, that person has all those other people in the group that they can read this book with, so I don't need to prioritize it. Whereas if I'm the only person they're reading the book with, I don't want to leave them hanging, if that makes sense. So I feel like, for me at least, a bigger group is sometimes a detriment to my sense of accountability, if that makes sense. But that changes if it's a big group and the group read is public. Like, for example, I am hosting a book club and the book discussion is all public in the Goodreads group and stuff. So that way, that keeps me accountable because, you know, everyone can see whether you are engaging with the conversation or not. It is not a sort of like a private group setting. So yeah, it really depends, but for me, I do tend to prefer smaller groups with buddy reads. Duration. Are shorter or longer works better for buddy reads? Definitely longer for me. I am someone that if there's just a short book, I will just plow through it, and I am not necessarily I'm not necessarily pacing myself to take part in any sort of conversation. I just consume it and move on. Whereas with a longer text, sometimes because the text is longer, it can actually be intimidating to start. So in that sense, a buddy read can actually help me start the read and also keep up with it. I will say that I am not personally like a super huge fan of like super scheduled buddy reads. I'd rather just start with like well, you know, we will start the read on this day and we will try to get it done by this date, and then we can just read at our own pace rather than trying to schedule the whole read per chapter or something. But I've done both, and it really depends on the person I am buddy reading with if that sort of approach works for me or not. Community. There are many types of readers. Share a meeting of minds. I am actually not sure if I can call anyone currently making videos like my mind twin or something. Shelby from Read and Find Out is someone who, incidentally, I have not actually buddy read anything with, but like, she is someone who thinks of books in a very similar way to me, and I feel like if we buddy read something, that would be the meeting of the minds because we have similar taste and we engage with books in a similar way. That said, I have buddy read things with Shannon from That's So Poe, and I'm always super appreciative of our conversations and our discussions about the books we buddy read, because like Shannon is so thoughtful and well read and curious about things, but also like she is someone who sets up her own boundaries, which is something that I really appreciate, and is something that is a behavior that I would like to model as well. For example, when it comes to DNFing and such. But yeah, I feel like I actually get more out of people when they disagree with me rather than when they agree with me, if that makes sense. Perspectives. There are many types of readers. Share a difference in perspective. Well, one difference in perspective I've had with Jenna from Bibliophile, who is another good friend of mine. We tried buddy reading Gideon the Ninth together, and Jenna just quit before page 80 and was like, I'm done, I'm out, I can't do this, and left me to read the book by myself, which is fine. But that was something where I was actually expecting us both to enjoy the work, because we are also quite similar in our taste and like humor, and yeah, Jenna just did not enjoy that at all, which was I thought that it was amusing, but also it just goes to show that each reader approaches different books differently, you know. So that was definitely a surprising difference in perspective to me. Challenges. Share a private or public challenge to read out of your comfort zone. I really don't have such things. Like I usually do like goals or intentions at the start of the year, and I try to like put something down for myself to focus on. For example, this year I am trying to read more Finnish books, which is definitely going out of my comfort zone because I have sort of dug myself into this nice little nest of just reading genre fiction in English and you know, just engaging with the book community in English. So I've kind of dug myself in this nice little mole's nest, and now I'm trying to dig myself out slowly. So I guess that would count as trying to like, it's a public challenge for myself to try and get out of my comfort zone, or rather back into my roots, if that makes sense. Events. What is your favorite reading event and why? Well, obviously Translate-a-thon is my favorite reading event because I have created it myself. I have been running it for the past like 3 or 4 years at this point. Like, I think I started it in 2018 was the first round that I hosted, and it is something that is very dear to me. I'm someone who tries to push people to read translated books any way I can. It is something that is important to me as a Finnish person because we get a lot of books in translation. My native language is a very niche language on the world scale, with only like approximately 6 million speakers worldwide. So, you know, that's why it is important to me to try to get people to appreciate translated books. So yeah, tooting my own horn here totally with choosing Translate-a-thon, because, you know, I'm proud of what I created. Can't stop. A booktuber you have buddy read the most with. That would definitely be Shannon from That's So Poe. We have buddy read approximately 3 or 4 things together, and I have definitely enjoyed all of my buddy reads with Shannon. Another person would be Kelsey from the Fancy Hat Lady Reads. We have buddy read 2 things together. However, both of our buddy reads kind of failed. We sort of stopped communicating with each other when it came to Tamsin, and then with the Chronicles of Prydain we both just ended up hating the series. So we mutually came to the conclusion that we will pull the plug on that project. We were supposed to buddy read all the books together, but then both of us called it quits after book 2 and were like, yeah, no. So yeah, Shannon and Kelsey are the people I have buddy read the most with. Won't Stop, a booktuber you haven't but want to buddy read with. I think that I would want to try another buddy read with Jenna from Bibliophils, because, you know, I need to know that Gideon the Ninth was just a fluke. Also, I would very much want to buddy read with Bookish Mom. I will leave her channel link down below, because I think we have very different tastes and very different sort of approaches when it comes to like book reading. So I would be very much interested to read something with her. I just think that it would be a lot of fun. And also I would like to buddy read something with Angela from Literature Science Alliance. I tried to buddy read Catnet with her and Kayla from Crack Into a Good Book, and then I completely flunked out on that, and I still haven't finished the damn book, and it's embarrassing. And I just need me and Angela to come up with a book to read together to just sort of move past my failure of our previous attempt at buddy reading. And finally, tag your buddies. I am going to tag all the people I mentioned in the previous question, so I am going to tag Bibliophils, I am going to tag Literature Science Alliance, and I am going to tag Bookish Mom. You three are all tagged. No pressure in doing this, but I would definitely want to see your answers. And without further ado, I will see you in another video very soon. And if you got this far, leave me a palm tree emoji, because I'm feeling festive and vacationy, even though I am not seeing a vacation in many months to come. But for some reason, I need some palm trees in my life. So leave me a palm tree emoji to show me some support. And I will see you in another video very soon. Bye bye!